Wonderful morning to our viewers across the world. It's Ayo Adams on the sports segment of the weekend show. And it's been an exciting week of international football. Club football is at the break and international football are back on set. We have FIFA, the qualifications for the Euro 2024 is ongoing, and also the AFCON 2023, it's also ongoing. Also, couple other friendlies are also going on in other parts of the continent across the world. Well, let's get quickly into it and some of the top headlines across the world. The Super Eagles lost their game. Lionel Messi has now scored over 800, precisely 800 goals in his career. Ronaldo became the most capped player, and Bayern Munich sacked Jules Nagelsmann. But we'll start with the Super Eagles, who went in on Friday against Guinea-Bissau with the hope of victory. But the Jutus had a game plan and was deployed to perfection as they emerged 1-0 winners. A first-half goal from Mama Balde in the 29th minute sent the 118th ranked team to the top of the table with 7 points on the log, and the Super Eagles with 6 points underneath. Despite the presence of top scorers who have been scoring, despite the presence of superstars who have been scoring goals and creating chances, they could not replicate the same attitude at home at the MKO Abiola Stadium yesterday. Wingers Ademola Lookman of Atalanta and Samu Chukwueze of Villarreal failed to feed their top marksman Victor Osimhen, who has scored more than 20 goals so far this season. They could not also convert an equalizer in the game. Overall, it was a disappointing outing for the Super Eagles as they look to turn the contest around away to Guinea-Bissau on next week, in the second leg next week, Monday. It's also notable to know that this is the very first time that the Super Eagles would lose 4 games consecutively, trailing back to losing to Algeria, Costa Rica, Portugal, and now Guinea-Bissau. Well, moving on. Still on international break, we'll now move to Argentina as Lionel Messi has now scored his 800th career goal for club and country in Argentina's friendly against Panama in Buenos Aires on Thursday night. After twice hitting the post with free kicks, Messi called his third past the Panama goalkeeper Jose Carlos Guerra in the 89th minute to hit his 800 goal mark and send the sold-out crowd at the Monumental Stadium into a delirium. After the match, the world champions and their captain shared words of appreciation to their supporters, who were also voted the best supporters in world football at the FIFA Best Awards. He said, the captain, "I want to thank you all for the love and recognition that you have been receiving and showing us, not only after the World Cup, but also for the Copa America." Messi told the crowd after the match, "We said we were going to give you the trophy, and we have." The Argentine superstar came into the game just needing 1 goal to reach a milestone after scoring his 799th goal in PSG League One clash over Nantes. His 474 La Liga goals remain a record for Spain's top division since leaving Barcelona due to club financial problems and joining PSG. In the summer of 2021, Messi has also scored 30 goals for the French champions. The Rosario Stars now scored a further 98 goals for his international career Argentina, including 7 goals in the Qatar FIFA World Cup, which he lifted for the very first time. He has also been named the FIFA Best Player for a record of 7 times. Still on some of the top players across the world, we now move to his counterpart, Cristiano Ronaldo, who has now emerged as as the most capped international player of all time. Cristiano Ronaldo became the most capped international player in football after making his 197th appearance for Portugal against Liechtenstein in their Euro 2024 qualifying match on Thursday. Ronaldo celebrated his record-breaking night with a brace and win at the Jose Alvalade Stadium. The Al Nassr striker was denied a chance to break the record at the World Cup in Qatar as Portugal crashed out in the quarterfinals with a 1-0 defeat to Morocco. He was tied with Kuwait's Badi Al-Mutawa on 197 appearances before he was named in the Portugal squad by the new boss Roberto Martinez, first squad taken on since the Euro 2016 champions. While Cristiano Ronaldo is now named the most capped international player of all time. Kudos to one of the GOATs. In some shocking news, over the course of the international break, Bayern Munich have now parted ways with their young manager, Jules Nagelsmann, and have now hired former Chelsea's coach, Thomas Tuchel, as his replacement until 2025. This came as a shock to a lot of footballing fans, seemingly that Bayern Munich are just second on the table with a point adrift of Dortmund, and they've won all 8 games so far in the Champions League. The German side have won their past 10 Bundesliga titles and they sit second currently in the table this season with 1 point behind leaders Borussia Dortmund. They beat Paris Germain to reach the Champions League quarterfinals where they will face Manchester City. Well, Thomas Tuchel, who was sacked by Chelsea in September last year, now replaces Nagelsmann on a contract up until 30th of June 2025 and will be taking his first training from this Monday. The Bayern Munich chief executive Oliver Kahn said, when we signed Nagelsmann in summer of 2021, we were convinced we would work with him on a long-term basis, and that was the goal for us right up till the end. But now we have come to a conclusion that the quality in our squad is depleting. Despite the Bundesliga title last year, this has come to the fore less and less more often. Well, it was a shock across the world of football seeing that Jules Nagelsmann was let go by the Bayern Munich side. And, well, Thomas Tuchel, who was the former coach of Dortmund, will now take on the reins at the Allianz Arena. And notably to know that Thomas Tuchel's first game back into the contest of the match would be against Borussia Dortmund. And finally on tennis, top-seeded players are now back to fight for another ATP title, ATP 1000 title and WTA 1000 title at the Miami Open in the United States. The competition houses some of the top-seeded players across tour, while world number one Carlos Alcaraz is looking to bag another title after clinching the Indian Wells title with Elena Rybakina. Coco Gauff and other top-seeded players such as Stefanos Tsitsipas, Daniil Medvedev, Carlos Alcaraz, and Hubie Hurkacz are all participating in the Miami Open to see who is going to clinch the next ATP WTA 1000 title. Well, we'll wait to see as that will commence. We will see a back-to-back title from Carlos Alcaraz or Elena Rybakina. We'll wait to see that. Well, that's all I have for you in the sports segment. But you know how we do it. We went to the street to ask the fans on Olile Corner, who do they think about some of the best strikers Nigeria has ever had so far in its history? Well, this is what he had to say. My name is Ayo Adams. I'll be seeing you same time next week. Bye-bye for now.
I'm sorry, we've not seen much of Osimhen. To be fair, we've not seen much of Osimhen. He's still playing currently. Yeah, he's a man on form. But then, if we also look at the times that Yakubu was also on form at Everton, we knew he was a beast, banging 19 plus goals, if I'm not mistaken. Obago too, we knew his stints at Inter Milan. We knew him at Newcastle. So if I'm to start one, I think I'll start Yakubu. I'm sorry, Osimhen, I'll bench Osimhen and Obago's got to go.
Definitely starting Osimhen. A benching Obago and was selling Yakubu.
I'll start Victor Osimhen for sure. I'll bench Obago and I'll sell Yakubu.
I would sell Obago. I will start an Osimhen and I will bench Yakubu.
I'll start Yakubu, bench Osimhen, sell Obago.
I'll start Osimhen, of course. I'll bench Obago and I'll sell Yakubu.
I'll sell Obago and I'll bench Jakub, then I'll start Osimhen.
Start Osimhen, bench Obago, then sell Yakubu.
He's made some drastic changes in his backroom staff, like his technical staff, like his assistant coach, the replacement of the national team goalkeeper trainers. And I feel like it's a breath of fresh air, to be fair, because you know the whole politics that's always in the Super Eagles squad and all that players are always like leaving and all that. So if he brings his own technical crew, they bring their own innovations, new ideas. It's like that may actually bring the best out of the national team.
With the recent form the players are right now, they should be able to give us the best and probably take us to the AFCON and the next World Cup positively.
Judging from his track record and he's working with absolutely world-class players. You know, the Nigerian national team right now, the squad in it, they have thrived in their various clubs and it's evident, and he has no excuse but to bring out the best in them.
The players have been on their best recently and I feel they will not want to drop the energy.
Concerning the list, I would say having issues in the midfield because he called only 4 players. So I think there's no sub there, no energy in the midfield, because if you check, Wilfred Ndidi just back from injury. Frank Onyeka still back from injury. So the only active player in the midfield there is Iwobi. Aribo is not playing consistently in his new club. Manageable, they will do well because of, let's say, experience.
I think the coach will be able to create a kind of environment that Osimhen and other players need to bring out their best, yes.
If you choose the right players who are willing to play, who are willing to fight, the Nigerian team will get better.